Have you ever had that moment where you're out on a walk and you see another woman your age, maybe even older, jogging by, and you think, wait, could I actually do that too? But right after that, you have these swirl of doubts coming in your head. What if it hurts? What if I'm too slow? What if I'm too old? What if my body just isn't built for that? And there's a really interesting reason why those thoughts show up and why they're actually a sign that you might be more ready than you think. Let's talk about it. A lot of women over 50 feel this pull towards running. Sometimes it's over time, sometimes it's all at once. Maybe you did it when you were younger, but that hesitation kicks in just as fast. Not because you're not capable, but because the running world doesn't talk to you in a way that makes sense for your stage of life. Trust me, I've heard it from so many women who have come to me and that I have coached over the last several years. Tell me if I'm wrong. You're worrying about your pace. You're afraid your body won't cooperate. You don't want to get injured. You're wondering if your knees or your back or your hips are going to hold up. And one of my personal favorites, comparing yourself to runners who look like they were born doing this. Totally normal thoughts. Also, totally solvable. And if you've been in that, I want to try, but I don't want to break myself zone, this is exactly where a chat with Coach Lisa Call can really help you. We'll talk about where you are right now, get some clarity on the best place to start without getting overwhelmed or injured. And did I mention it's completely free? It's down in the description. Go ahead and find the link. I'd love to chat with you. Moving along. Now, here's the part most women don't realize. You might actually be a better candidate to start running in your 50s than you were in your 30s or 40s. And in many ways, even better than younger beginners. Women over 50 tend to become amazing beginner runners because you bring qualities that younger runners usually haven't developed yet. You're more self-aware. You listen to your body. You're not chasing speed for bragging rights. You're focused on feeling good and doing something that actually supports you and your life. You've lived enough to know that slow and steady isn't boring, it's smart. You're patient, you know the value of consistency, and you're willing to learn technique instead of rushing into things. Honestly, a lot of younger runners skip the fundamentals. They push too hard, they end up getting injured or burning out. Women over 50, when they start with intention and good form, will progress more steadily and enjoy it more long term. That's the whole goal. So if you've ever thought, I'm too old to start, flip that around. You might actually be at the perfect age to begin. Running in your 50s isn't about being younger or faster or tougher. The real magic comes from learning how to run in a way that works with your body, not against it. Even though I started running in my 30s, I learned so many lessons that have helped not only me train, but train women over 50 to become the runners they are today. Most women fall into that trap of thinking there's one right way to become a runner. That's what the internet will have you believe. And it usually involves doing too much too soon. But once you shift into a form first, mindful, intentional way of running, everything changes. This is the one thing I'm so grateful I did right when I started my running journey. I learned walking and running technique right away. If you've been following me, you know I'm talking about chi walking and chi running. And as a matter of fact, I've got an entire playlist on walking and running technique right here. You can go check that out. I'm also going to link it in the description so you could check it out after you're done with this. And my self video analyses are my favorite. There's a lot that you can get out of those. But listen, when you learn how to move your body in a way that creates less impact with the ground, you're lowering your risk of hurting yourself. And you learn how to move more efficiently, which means running feels so much easier and you're less likely to get injured. You'll feel lighter, your joints settle down, you stop dreading running, and suddenly running becomes something you look forward to instead of something you have to survive. That's why I teach women to start gently, listen to their bodies, and treat recovery like it's part of the workout, because it absolutely is. And when you do that, running becomes sustainable, enjoyable, and completely doable, even if you've tried it before and it didn't sit. So if something in you is saying, I think I want to give this another try, or your first try, consider this your green light. You don't need to get in shape first. You just need the right starting point. And if you want help figuring out what that looks like and what that is, I've already said, just book a call with me. Link in the description in the bottom. Again, none of this noise from the internet. We'll just have a conversation, no pressure, and see how we can make this work for you and your life. And hey, if this video resonated with you, please go ahead and subscribe. And if you're already subscribed, thank you. There's a lot of videos that I've already put up that will help you become the best runner you can be if you're a woman over 50.